Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Addie. I am a mom to 3 little girls, and today I am going to share with you some little crafts and activities to do this fall with your little ones. My 2 almost 3-year-old daughter is going to help demonstrate these for you today. I hope you enjoy. Please let me know if you do it down in the comments, or follow me on Instagram and tag me when you do your craftivity.
For our first activity today, we are going apple picking. So here I have some masking tape, or you could use painter's tape, and I have just basically taped branches and a tree trunk on the floor so that it kind of looks like a tree. Just do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once you have that done, I took a little marker, and on some of the branches I put letters, numbers, shapes, anything that I wanted to practice, just to turn this into a little bit of a learning exercise. And then I placed apples and red discs that are supposed to be apples as well. And she walked up the branches and picked the apples in her little bag. Now, this is a really good activity to practice those gross motor skills and balancing, but sometimes they just don't want to do exactly it the way that you had planned. So here she wanted to pick the apples. She didn't want to practice balancing, so we just did that. And every time she picked one up, she looked down and she told me what she saw. We did review letters, review numbers, so she knew all these pretty well and was pretty excited to tell me what they were, as you can see in that big smile. We did do this again later. This was a fun activity for her, and she was really excited to show her 5-year-old sister when she got home from school. So we did this quite a few times, and she hung out in the tree later. So I left this little setup up for her, and later she did want to do the balancing and balancing on the branches. So even if they don't do the activity as you intended right away, it is still something that when they do it again, they'll find different ways to do it, and they might do the balancing later. So you can turn this into a couple cool different activities. She also just wanted to take the apples and line them up herself and just play in the tree. So, lots of things, and this is our apple picking for the day. And we didn't even have to leave the house. And of course, after they pick them, they of course need to eat them. So she had some apple slices and just ate in her little tree. For the next activity, I got a box and drew something fall. A pumpkin. Not the greatest, but it's a pumpkin. You get it. Then I crumpled up some leaves and put some orange pom-poms, and I scattered them all around the outside of that pumpkin. Then with a paintbrush, she needed to sweep all of those items into the pumpkin. This is more tricky, especially for a little one, than you might think. So demonstrating and giving them pointers might be beneficial. And of course, you don't have to do a pumpkin. You can do whatever fall thing you want, and you don't have to use pom-poms. You don't have to use leaves. You could do this with rice as well. That would be a really easy thing to do. So change up the materials if you want, but this is just what we did. You did it!
He's happy. Yay!
For the next activity, we're going to make a fall tree. So I just took a regular white sheet of paper and drew a tree trunk with a green outline. And then I had her use different materials of different sizes and colors to do a painting. So we worked with different materials and different sizes, which is good for fine motor. And she used pom-poms with clothespins, Q-tips, and then dot markers. So those gave her the different sizes, and she did some on the tree, and then she put some around the tree as if the leaves had fallen off. She was so proud of this. As soon as Dad got home from work that day, she ran and got her picture to show it to him. She really enjoyed doing this activity and just being able to use those different things, because usually when we paint, we just do one thing at a time. Next up, I have an apple washing station. So I just have a little bin with some water, and I put a little scrub brush with some apples, and then I also have some tongs there. So first she practiced the washing. She scrubbed them all. She used her scrubber. She played in the water. She splashed around. It was kind of like a sensory bin in that aspect. It was just playing with the apples. And when she kind of got tired of that, then I turned it into a new activity, and I put a second bin there, and I had her use the tongs to practice some transferring. Now she needed to use 2 hands to do this, and that's totally fine. Their little hands are not that strong at this age, so she used 2 hands but still used the tongs to transfer them all back and forth. And as you can kind of see here, my 1-year-old is really waiting patiently for her turn and watching what's going on. Yes, 1-year-olds can do this too. It was a great activity for them, and she really loves water and apple washing as well. For our final activity today, we started out by going on a little nature hunt. And so I gave her this little bucket and she walked around and tried to just collect anything nature. She picked up pine cones, acorns, leaves, sticks, things like that. Whatever she wanted, kind of just enjoying the things that have fallen off the trees this fall. And while she was doing that, I was busy drawing with chalk different shapes, letters, numbers, again, review items for her that she could then use her nature collection to trace. And as she would trace it, she would tell me, what it was. She knows J, that's her favorite letter. Juliana is her name. So that was definitely her favorite one to do. But then she just tried to get her nature on the lines. So again, you could do whatever you wanted. It could be a drawing. It doesn't have to be learning, but I always like to throw learning in there. And of course, my 1-year-old also enjoyed doing stuff like this too. I would just caution, if you use leaves and it's a windy day, the leaves could all blow away. So just be prepared for that. Some of her shapes got uncovered when the wind blew and she wasn't upset by that, but yours might be. So just beware for that.
All right, that's all for today. I hope you got some good inspiration. Again, please let me know if you do them and let me know what else you want to see and what ideas and motivation you need. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.